In a prime location with great proximity and fantastic neighborhood, EJ Investments Sanyang Seaview Estate is the best choice you have been waiting for. Our Sanyang Seaview Estate is approximately 15 minutes drive away from the busy hub of Brusubi roundabout and into the heart of nature, where you can have a peaceful and relaxed lifestyle with your family. You can buy a finished 4-bedroom story with 5-year flexible payment plan or a service plot with 2-year payment plan option. With over 300 homes, you will enjoy big tar roads with covered drainage, modern electrification with solar street lights, gated entrance with security post, and a breath-catching experience of our beautiful sea view and lake view. You can own a home today at our Sanyang Seaview Estate. Call us today on 446-4838 or 325-9220. Visit our website on ejinvestments.net. EJ Investments, first in property.
I'm going to be your MC for this morning's event. We have a very important event to preside over, and first we will allow the police band to give us the national anthem. After that, then we'll run through the program. Police band, please. Thank you very much. You may take your seats. Thank you. Members of the higher table, we have the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Honorable Mamour Ndiaye. We have Honorable Lamin Job, Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration. We have Honorable Minister for Foreign Affairs, Dr. Mamadou Tangara. We have Honorable Minister for Defense, Sheikh Omar Faye. We also have the Honorable Presidential Advisor, Mai Ahmed Fati. We also have the WATAF Vice Chairperson, who is my own namesake, except for the Ben. I'm not Ben, but he's Usman Benba. We have the WATAF Executive Secretary, Babatunde Oladapo. The WATAF Chairperson, Eso Wavana Adoi, and the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority. Yes. We also have, under whose domain this function falls under, as the Deputy Commissioner General and Head of Domestic Taxes, Alaji Esa Jallo. He's the latest Alaji in the House. Ladies and gentlemen, the Gambia hosted WATAF's second edition in 2011 at the Kairaba Beach Hotel. This is a journey that started about 8-9 years ago, and we are seeing that it is bearing fruits because it is here to help bring about regional integration or strengthen regional integration and trade among member countries, to also strengthen our understanding and the benefits of independence, because we have been independent for over 40-50 years in some countries, and it is about time that we are able to depend on ourselves and trade among ourselves. The West African Tax Forum is the product of conviction within the West African sub-region for tax administrations to cooperate and actively promote improvement in discharging their mandates. It was established to contribute to the effectiveness and efficiency of tax administration and service delivery in support of financing national development. National development is the business of all, and tax administrators are playing a very key role in that. And the Gambia Revenue Authority is a clear example. Us in the Gambia, we know about it, and we are proud of the Gambia Revenue Authority. But at this stage, I am not here to bore you with speeches. I am here to preside over the program and invite speakers to come and make speeches. Now I invite Babatunde Oladepo from the WATAF Secretariat, who is the Executive Secretary, to make a statement. Babatunde, the mic is yours.
It's great to be back here again, and I say Naka Subasi. I guess that means good morning in Wolof. And to the people gathered here this morning, I say good morning. To our friends from the Francophone, I say Banjul. Fortunately, our Portuguese friends are not here, so it's saving me the trouble of having to speak Portuguese. Yeah, it's great being back here after a long while. Like the MC mentioned, the last time WATAF came here was in 2011, and then it was just a journey that we've started, and we had big dreams. And today we are happy that the dream has grown big, and we are also continuing to dream bigger dreams. We're happy to have you here to witness this historic occasion. Historic in the sense that we have come to talk about our future together as a people in West Africa, to walk the path of self-sustenance, to make sure that we can generate enough revenue to fund our development. I will take a pause and then respect the protocols here by recognizing the eminent personalities. And I must say, this is the first time I am seeing such a high-level representation at a WATAF event. I recognize the presence of the representative of the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Miriam Jack Denton. Also, I recognize the President of the Senior Advisor to the President, Honorable May Fati. I also recognize the presence of all the GRE board members present here this morning. Also, I recognize the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs of the Gambia, Honorable Mamburi Inji. Also, we recognize the presence of the Minister of Trade, Employment and Regional Integration, Honorable Lamin Jobe, and also the Foreign Affairs, the Minister of the Foreign Affairs, Honorable Dr. Mahmoudou Tangara. And then I recognize the presence of my boss, the WATAF chairman, who is also the commissioner of the office to Goles, the research, Mr. Eso Wavana Hadui. Also here with us, a man that you cannot mix from a mile away because of his height, as he has an imposing height, and I've seen his hospitality matching that level of height. He's a spectacular man. When I grow up, I want to be like him. I recognize the presence of the Commissioner General of the Gambia Revenue Authority, Mr. Yakubu Adabu. Also, my friend, who is the Vice Chairman of WATAF, Mr. Ousmane Bemba from the DGI, Senegal. I also recognize my long-term friend, because when WATAF started, it started with Gambia. The very first meeting we had, we have 5 countries in attendance, and I'm happy to say over time that the love and support that Gambia has shown to WATAF has not gone down. Mr. Bakari Sanyang was then at the first meeting in Abuja. We had Benin Republic, we had Liberia, we had Nigeria, and the Gambia, and Ghana. So after Mr. Bakari left, the man who took over debating in terms of being present at WATAF event and providing support is no other than Mr. Esajalo. He's a big brother and a friend. I guess you need to give him a round of applause. I want to say thank you again for hosting us. It has been an exciting since I got here early on Sunday morning, the VIP treatment at the airport, and I saw the movement in the night, and I said, wow, this country is vibrant. People are active doing their stuff. We appreciate your support. And why are we gathered here today? We are gathered because we want to say yes to development positively in West Africa. We want to say yes, that we can take care of our own affairs. We want to say yes, that we can generate enough revenue to fund our development. And that's why we brought all of you here this morning to be part of the first high-level policy dialogue that WATAF will be hosting. We hope that in the near future we'll be taking up topical issues to discuss and look for way. And from the gathering here, we've cut across all strata of government and the public sector. And I'm particularly impressed with the presence here from the government side in Gambia, which represents our desire to have a whole of government approach to solving our issues in this part of the world. Domestic revenue mobilization is the key to unlocking our potentials as nations, as viable economies in the world. And that is why we have brought speakers from across all areas of life to come and contribute their own view onto what we need to do so that we will not be going around begging for aid, so that we will be able to drop the toga of least developed countries. I believe we have the potentials to be where we need to be. I'm sure at the end of the 2 days of deliberation, we should be able to come out with a clear blueprint, actionable points that will drive the process, so that in about 4 or 5 years' time, when we are drawing up our budgets, it will be realistic and not dependent on external borrowing to fund our budget. This is not time to talk, and I would not desire to present a lecture, but just to give you an idea of what we are in for today. So one more time, I thank you for making time out, and I thank you for being partners in progress with us, and I can assure you you'll be seeing more of WATAF as we go forward. Thank you, and I say Jerry Jeff to all of you. I made a big blunder. I missed the Minister of Finance, because that's the big brother. Apologies, Honorable Mamburi J.
Honorable Minister of Defense.
Okay, Minister of Defense, sorry. Because without having security, we cannot collect taxes. So we recognize the Minister of the Defense. By no means, you are very important to us. Thank you.
For real, it's certain. We may be craving for more revenue and better development, but in the absence of security, it will be tough. Thank you, Babatunde. The agenda is a very ambitious but attainable one. Setting an agenda for effective domestic revenue mobilization. So we have a task. I'm sure we'll be able to accomplish it. Heads of government institutions, GRA top and senior management. We also have former GRA staff present, GRA board members in the room, members of the press and the police band. You have added color to this event. Thank you for coming. At this stage, I will now invite the chairperson of WATAF, and he is Eso Wavana Adoy, to make a statement.
Nous sommes dans la CEDEAO. Souffrez que je parle en français. Monsieur le ministre des Finances et des Affaires économiques, Messieurs les ministres, Monsieur le directeur général de l'autorité des revenus de la Gambie, Monsieur le secrétaire exécutif de FAFOA, honorables invités, à vos rangs et grades respectifs, je voudrais à mon tour vous souhaiter la bienvenue dans cette auguste salle où va s'ouvrir dans quelques heures notre Assemblée générale et le séminaire dont le thème est établir un agenda pour une mobilisation efficiente des ressources intérieures en Afrique de l'Ouest. Monsieur le ministre des Finances et des Affaires économiques, messieurs les ministres, votre présence massive à nos côtés aujourd'hui témoigne l'intérêt que vous portez non seulement à la CEDEAO, mais aussi à notre association. C'est pour cela que je voudrais, au nom de FAFOA et à mon nom personnel, vous exprimer notre profonde gratitude pour avoir accepté, abrité le 7e Conseil de FAFOA et la 15e Assemblée générale de FAFOA dans votre beau pays. Je voudrais vous prier de transmettre très humblement nos chaleureuses félicitations et notre profonde gratitude au président de la République qui, au premier rang, a pu accepter que ces assises aient lieu à Banjul. Le thème, comme je l'avais évoqué, est un thème révélateur. Comme vous le savez, aujourd'hui, que ce soit dans nos États pris individuellement et au sein de la communauté pris généralement, les besoins des citoyens se font de plus en plus sentir. Et la volonté aussi de conduire les politiques de développement économique dans nos pays oblige chaque État de compter sur ses propres ressources. C'est pour cela qu'au niveau de FAFOA, nous avons senti la nécessité de nous regrouper autour du thème « Établir un agenda pour une mobilisation efficiente des ressources intérieures en Afrique de l'Ouest ». Ce sera l'occasion pour nous tous, membres et délégués ici présents, pendant 2 jours, de nous échanger sur les thèmes aussi importants qui concourent à la satisfaction des besoins de nos États. D'ores et déjà, je voudrais aussi exprimer ma profonde gratitude aux experts qui ont accepté notre invitation à venir partager avec nous leurs expériences. Je voudrais inviter très particulièrement les délégués à faire preuve d'assiduité et de subordination en les invitant de participer activement aux travaux de ces séminaires pour qu'enfin chacun d'entre nous reparte avec l'espérance des autres pays. Comme vous le savez aujourd'hui, aucune administration ne peut pas gérer seule, ne peut pas se gérer seule. Elle a besoin des bonnes expériences des autres aspirations afin de mettre en place les réformes qui peuvent concourir à la mobilisation efficiente des recettes au niveau de nos pays respectifs. C'est sur cette note d'espoir que je voudrais souhaiter plein succès aux travaux de ce séminaire. Je vous remercie.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Chairman. Yes, At the time, the Gambia hosted the first WATAF meeting. Actually, maybe I do a bit of history. Prior to that, when the then Commissioner General, who is present in the room, Bakari Sanyang, returned from the first meeting in Abuja, said he has requested that the Gambia host it. Some of us thought it was too early and probably we were not as big as Nigeria to host such a high-level convergence. But finally, when the meeting was held at the Kairaba, it turned out to be a huge success because of commitment and belief in what we could do, and we were able to do it. And this time around too, it's the same thing. The spirit within the team is the same, that we can do big things even if we are small in size. Thank you, GRM management, past and present. Now at this stage, I'll invite the Commissioner General to welcome us all to this meeting. I have to raise the mics.
Thank you, Usman Ba, the MC of the program, Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, Special Advisor to the President of the Republic, Honorable Cabinet Ministers here present, Honorable former Cabinet Ministers here present, Ministers of WATAF, member countries here present, Service Chiefs, MDs of various institutions, representatives of the WATAF partner institutions, Oxfam, Osawa, the Chairman of WATAF Council, Honorable Mr. Foon, WATAF Consultant, the Secretary, Executive Secretary, WATAF Secretariat, ambassadors here present, the board and management of GRA, representative of the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Governor and the Deputy Governor. In our midst here we have a representative from Ministry of Justice by the name Dr. Henry Carroll. Dr. Carroll is a longtime friend of GRA, so we are happy to see you here. Invited guests, the media representatives, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to deliver this welcome address before this August gathering. I would like to take this opportunity to formally welcome the foreign delegates to the Gambia. I hope you have all seen by your experience why the Gambia goes by the name the Smiling Coast of Africa. We hope your experiences in the Smiling Coast will leave a positive and everlasting impression of our small and beautiful country on all of you. The choice of the theme for this General Assembly meeting, setting the agenda for effective domestic revenue mobilization in West Africa, was deliberate and significant in two respects. Firstly, it demonstrates the fact that Africa, and particularly West Africa, has woken up to the realization that the development of Africa and our sub-region cannot be sustained by handouts in the form of foreign aids and grants, and there is therefore the need for Africa to look inward in a concerted effort to mobilize the needed resources for development as a continent and as a sub-region. Secondly, since independence, Africa and other developing countries around the world have received billions of dollars in aid from the West, and lately, this aid to Africa has reduced owing to the donor fatigue. Africa has now been left to carry its own cross, so to speak. Thus, Africa has now accepted the fact that it needs to take the bull by the horns if it is to attain the sustainable development goals and the AU Agenda 2063. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to actualize the dream of preventing Africa from its dependency on foreign aid, countries in the West African sub-region created this platform, the West African Tax Administration Forum, to lend a support to our collective desire to raise the needed revenue for national development. WATAF has, since its inception in 2011, provided a platform for West African tax administrators to cooperate and actively promote improvement in tax administration within the sub-region. In particular, the forum has provided support in capacity development in key tax administrative areas, such as taxpayer education, countering tax evasion, aggressive tax planning, tax avoidance, tax audit, and human resources management, among other things. It is our hope that the thought-provoking and exciting topic highlighted in the program of activities will be deliberated extensively by the panelists, delegates, and participants, and the outcome would set the agenda for the sub-regional as it strives for the effective and efficient revenue mobilization in ECOWAS regions. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Gambia, one of the smallest economies in this forum, has made good use of the invaluable support it received from WATAF and other development partners, such as the IMF, ATAF, WCO, WTO, and the World Bank, especially in the areas of capacity, development, and reforms. And as a result of the embracing the implementing these reforms has been visible in terms of the year-on-year nominal growth of our revenue collection. Since 2006 to date, the Gambia Revenue Authority has registered an average annual revenue growth of 10.5%. Contrary to the public perception, this success was registered without any significant increase in the tax rate, but rather by broadening the tax base. WATAF and other development partners have rendered technical assistance to the Gambia aimed at risks in revenue mobilization and proposing policy reforms that has significantly improved revenue mobilization. And we hope and pray that this year's high-level policy dialogue General Assembly meeting will provide policymakers and tax administrators alike with insight into how the tax base can be broadened further to capture taxpayers in the tax net. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, kindly allow me to thank the General Assembly of WATAF, its council and secretarial for lending its support, both human and material resources, in the hosting of this year's General Assembly meeting and high-level policy dialogue in the Gambia. Let me also thank the board, management, and staff of the Gambia Revenue Authority, especially the organizing committee of the Gambia Revenue Authority, for putting this conference together with a very limited budget. I will not do justice if I fail to commend the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs for providing the financial and moral support for the successful hosting of this event. Thank you very much, Honorable Minister of Finance. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I welcome you all to the 15th WATAF General Assembly meeting and high-level policy dialogue, and I wish you all a fruitful deliberation. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you, Commissioner General. I wouldn't have preempted him by thanking the committee, but I'm happy CG has done it. He has a greater authority in doing it than me. So thank you, CG, for recognizing the effort of the committee, for appreciating the Ministry of Finance intervention in making this happen, and of course our partners from WATAF. We will have a bit of entertainment, some local entertainment, whilst we give time for the minister to come and give a speech. Thank you, Jali. Thank you, Balafon Master. I have been informed that we have in our midst the President of the West African Union of Tax Institute, Dame Gladys Simplex. She is going to deliver a goodwill message. Yes, please, come to the podium. Yes, welcome her.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. The high table, may I ask for your indulgence to respect the already established protocol. I'm Dame Olajumoke Simplex. I'm from Nigeria. I'm the president of the Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria and the president of the West African Union of Tax Institutes. I'm very delighted to be here. It is apt, it is important that as Africans, as West Africans, we take our future in our hands. And this is what we talk about at the Institute, both individually in our countries, and we believe that when we all key into development of the institutes of tax, we will be able to walk the talk. I'm happy that we have the important personalities from the Gambia Revenue Authority here. We have the important personalities of the government of this country here. Because we need to talk to each other, it is very important. It is very important that we garner the domestic revenue rightly within the law. We garner the domestic revenue to bridge the gap between expenditure and revenue. We need to talk about moving from direct taxes to indirect taxes. Because when you look at indirect taxes, it is the easiest way to collect taxes. You pay without knowing, we pay without pains. And it is a very easy tax to collect. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that we have the minister, representative from the House, from the Parliament here. Because the bane of the problems of most revenue-generating authorities is the Parliament, passage of the laws. Taxation is law. No matter what good intents you have, if it is not backed by law, you cannot operate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for inviting me here. Tomorrow, we'll be talking about situating the legislature in this discourse, and it is important that we do. At the West African Union of Tax Institutes, we have tried to bring all tax institutes from the West African region to come to talk, but we are having problems. Why are we having problems? We're having problems because of the legislature. So we walk the talk today, tomorrow, and I believe that as we are all here today, looking at this agenda, effective domestic revenue mobilization in West Africa, it has to be effective. It has to be within the law. It is for us. Let us move away from aid. Let us look at the West Africa without aid. Let us mobilize our domestic revenue. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nigeria.
Thank you, Madam President, for those inspiring words. Thank you very much. At this stage, please allow me to invite the Honorable Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs. We call him and his ministry our principal. Whenever we need support or we want to discuss things with them, their doors are open. We have discussions that are fruitful, that set the agenda for our national development priorities too. So at this stage, Honorable Minister of Finance, the podium is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And I thank you for your kind words. I'm not sure whether we are always kind to you when we give you very rough targets. I congratulate all of you for a well-organized meeting. Honorable Ministers of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, Foreign Affairs, Defense, and Special Advisor to the President. Let me also recognize two former finance ministers. I think this is a very blessed occasion when you have almost a cabinet. I would like to also recognize the members of the National Assembly, including the Deputy Governor, Central Bank, donor partners, and also the IMF resident representative, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, ministers of WATAF member countries, permanent secretaries, Chairman WATAF Council, President of GCCI, the Executive Secretary WATAF Secretariat, the Commissioner General GRA, board members, management, and staff of GRA, including the organizing committee, former GRA Commissioner General and current Governor West Coast Region, staff members, and let me also recognize our landed friend, Dr. Carol, esteemed delegates, representative of WATAF, partner members, invited guests, media representatives, all protocols respectfully observed. Let me start by welcoming our guests to the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. Mr. Chair, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to the opening ceremony of WATAF 15th General Assembly meeting and high-level policy dialogue on domestic revenue mobilization in West Africa, hosted by the Republic of the Gambia, the smiling coast of Africa. As has already been highlighted by previous speakers, the importance of the theme chosen for this important event, i.e. setting an agenda for effective resource mobilization in West Africa, cannot be overemphasized. Revenue mobilization, particularly domestic revenue mobilization, is becoming increasingly important due to declined revenues from international trade as a result of reduced and harmonized taxes and gradual reduction in aid and donor inflows, especially in this part of our world. Thus, the need to look inward for domestic mobilization of revenue. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, setting our own RDM goals and creating a plan helps us to take full advantage of any opportunity that may come our way and make the most of our potential. Self-improvement is an inner transformation. Today's choosing topic of discussion is in line with the theme, are all very relevant in Africa development agenda and in the individual agendas of WATAF member states, but more so to the Gambia's National Development Plan 2018 to 2021. The AU Agenda 2063 and the UN Sustainable Development Goals aspires to achieve, among other things, sustainable development for Africa, good governance, democracy, respect for human rights, justice, and rule of law, an Africa that is peaceful and secure, an Africa whose development is people-driven and relying on the potential of African resources is what we want in Africa. Achieving these aspirations will be difficult in the absence of financial independence. The other pertinent topics lined up for discussions, like tackling the issues of connecting to wealth inequality, our legislation, and the role of private sector in domestic resource mobilization, etc. If properly addressed, will go a long way in helping us set agendas for effective resource mobilization in our respective countries. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as what I've aimed to bring together the tax administrators of the West African states for the promotion of efficient and effective resource mobilization, the ministry is glad to partner and support the GRA in the hosting of this great event. We appreciate the support rendered by WATAF to GRA over the years, especially in the field of capacity building. This support rendered has contributed to the authority's efficiency, as shown by the annual revenue growth of 10.5%. We wish to assure you that we will stand by you in our collective drive to achieve our desired goals. I believe this engagement at the end of this two-day dialogue will be able to set the ball rolling in the area of domestic revenue mobilization in Africa, in particular West Africa. I wish to thank the GRA for a well-organized event. I also wish to thank all delegates for honoring our invitation. Our sincere thanks to donor partners and donor agencies supporting WATAF directly or indirectly. Many thanks to each and every one of you who have made this event a success. I now have the singular honor and pleasure to declare WATAF high-level policy dialogue on domestic resource mobilization in West Africa officially open, and hopefully we have a very fruitful discussions ahead. I thank you all for your kind attention.
It's very nice. I'm not going to dance. Esa is the latest Alaji. I don't expect him to dance either. So please, police band, continue for 2 minutes. Thank you. Come to the end of the opening session. Kindly allow me in a minute to appreciate former ministers present, President of the Gambia Chamber of Commerce. I can see heads, CEOs of big businesses in the room. Dr. Henry Carroll, you are appreciated. And Koto Asan, thank you for gracing the occasion. And all of you heads of institutions for finding time to come here and grace this important occasion, and our sister security, heads of security, thank you for coming. At this stage, I want to make an announcement. We are organizing a gala dinner tonight here in honor of our visiting delegation. All of you in the room are invited. The Commissioner General has extended an invitation to all of you. You don't need a card to come. Please try and make it. It's at 8 p.m. here at the Coco Ocean. Now from here, we are going out for a photo session outside. From there, we'll have tea, cocktail tea, if you like, and then the program is over. Priscilla, thank you for coming, my dear friend. Thank you to all of you. Can we please allow the members of the high table to walk through the door and we have the photo session.
na broda min ba Europe Mr. Conte nka bo wala kol kan sai na so ko na mano ban ta jabo ban ta tulo ban sai ka bo kol kan anda ka ba office ko na ba dama bulo mutarin ba ka ta funtula no ko mba tunga ne ta ya puriyen ma ko do ban dinga ta mano sani tulo ne jam
mun da be tan la broda man balwo service kalam
mun service
balwo service
ni da foronte mo kalam
mun da a fela broda ko abitala internet ol aya ba site la woldo balwo.com na wo sajje a apu nga ba download la telephone ol na be sandiro to ni wal na be sidin ala office ko ndama manjar pour ay ta bank ko kodoki abe sidin office ko no daminto ito message so yo telephone ko no e bitiko be Gambia dawda bitiko ba belo ko ta tano dawda yeta fenko tawo wodama yala balwo service na ta molda han na ta nyole be kan fi janna bro dan ka ko ta nyole ko ayo ko ti han
balwo service dinkirala jampo o manken na kolya ko balwo service al demano kaje ko ale do mor feŋol sang alla dimbaya moli ana lakkanun tewol wato bela ani wat sudum fanan kono balwo service la dinkiralu ani la do kunyolu ibe banko karo beto kabirin katon fo koyna nalla fa ko ku ko ton suro balwo service la kolto ali commandi telephone la no la milbuko 9400213 7694319 wala 3192870 wala hankabi alta internet to alila kolu jibe www